Hello my friends, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're taking a look at a true classic in the world of action figures. The 1991 G.I. Joe Hall of Fame Duke. This 12-inch figure marked Hasbro's return to the big scale Joes and brought back one of the most iconic characters in the franchise. So let's get started. This was the very first release in the Hall of Fame series, and Duke came dressed in his classic military fatigues, complete with helmet, dog tags, and combat gear. Let's go ahead and start by taking a look at the packaging. The first thing we see again is this classic G.I. Joe Hall of Fame packaging. Duke, electronic light and sound battle weapon, push button on the back to activate. Well, it doesn't work anymore because this is really old and the batteries are probably dead on it. But here you get to see the window, you get to see Duke, his dog tags, and some of the things that he comes with. Now, Hall of Fame, G.I. Joe, Real American Hero, Special Numbered Collector's Edition, the classic 12-inch tall, fully posable G.I. Joe. That can be debated on the style of body of this figure. The realistic battle dress uniform and official dog tags, electronic light and sound weapon, and G.I. Joe combat manual and gear. Well, here we have the front. Here you have this seal right here. It says Collector's G.I. Joe Edition, right there. Here's the top of the packaging. And again, it gives you some information here, right? For ages 5 and up. Boy, those were the days, right? Here, look, it still has the original Toys R Us tag. And it was $17.99 back then. Wow, right? It's probably worth about the same now. I'm not sure what the going market is for this, but here he is on the side, and the same image here on this side as well. You get to see the weapon, and you get to see Duke here. And here is the back, right? And these were some of the figures that came in this Hall of Fame edition, right? You have Duke, Snake Eyes, Stalker, and here's Snake Eyes, and here's the Cobra Commander. I'm sorry. And then here's his file card right here. Let me pull it in so that you can kind of take a look at it, and you can pause to see, or if you want to read up on it. And then here's the information on G.I. Joe, right? Here's the G.I. Joe I grew up with. I was a little bit too old when these figures came out, but when I saw them in the stores, the name G.I. Joe, I had to pick them up. But lo and behold, I was a little surprised by just some of the things that I will point out to you on this, especially the style of body, the Hall of Fame bodies. But let's go ahead and open them up, and we'll take a look. Hey, let's go ahead and take a look and see what this figure has to offer approximately 34 years later. Let's go check him out. Okay, here's his rifle, and this is one of the big things that really just, here's that button, I guess, that would give you power, but you'd have to take the gun apart in order to change out the battery. But just oversized weapons on this Hall of Fame line. They were just very large, very bulky. But here's the detail on it, and same thing goes for the knife. You know, it's rather large. But here's the sheath right there, and here's the strap that it goes with, right? Here's his pistol, right? His pistol is, in my opinion, here's the right here's the 45. You know, it's good size. I mean, it's, to me, look at the size of this holster. It's just huge. I mean, it's just very large. That's the only thing I can tell about these figures, is that the accessories or rather big. But I guess it's alright for the time period. Now these figures did come with a stand, and here is the stand right here. The feet go in there, right? And if you can tell, it says G.I. Joe, a real American hero right there. Nice little texture, nice little stand. Here's the G.I. Joe operations manual, right? And let's go ahead and pop it open and take a look at it and see what we can see, right? Different battle positions and military rank and insignia right here, right? And just a lot of information on the equipment. Oh, this is nice little touch. The Pledge of Allegiance, right? That's perfect. Great, very cool. Let's go ahead and take a look at Duke, right? Here you see his name on there, G.I. Joe. Here's that G.I. Joe logo, Real American. And then here's the Duke. There's his dog tags, if you can read that. Right, here's the G.I. Joe. Fatigues, here's his boots. Nice boots. Very soft, right? But he doesn't have any articulation in the feet, right? Or the ankles. The knees, you're going to hear it, right? It's got that big Hall of Fame bulky body, so not a whole lot of articulation. It's same thing with the arms, right? Right, hard to bend, right? These big old Hall of Fame hands. But for the time period, let's go ahead and take a look at his head sculpt. He is flocked, right? Blonde hair. He's got the G.I. Joe scar, very pronounced eyebrows, but and he comes with these nice, right? This is rank, right? Very nice desert camo fatigues, right? Gives me that Desert Storm vibe a little bit, right? And or the Persian Gulf War. There we go. Let's get that helmet back on him. And here he is, right? This is Duke. I'll go ahead and set him up and we can take a better look at him. And to see how he compares with some of the other G.I. Joes in the collection, of course, we have the Muscle Body G.I. Joe Adventure Team from the 70s, right here. Again, granted, he is on a higher pedestal, so he looks a little taller, but you can tell more or less how he would scale. Here's a G.I. Joe, right, from the 2000s, right? And then a more modern G.I. Joe right there. So you can kind of get an idea of how well he scales, except his body is significantly a lot bulkier. But here he is, for comparison purposes, how he would scale with G.I. Joes that are different from the collection. When this line launched in 1991, it was a major shift for Hasbro. Now, it combined the nostalgia of the original 12-inch G.I. Joe with the popularity of the 3 3/4-inch Real American Hero line. Duke was the natural choice to lead the charge. Whether you're a longtime G.I. Joe fan or just discovering the Hall of Fame series, this 1991 Duke is a must-have for vintage collectors. Now, he represents a pivotal moment in G.I. Joe history, and he still looks okay on the shelf. Thanks for watching. Now, if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe for more reviews of classic action figures. It doesn't cost anything to subscribe. It's free, and it really helps the channel. Now let me know in the comments, do you have this Duke in your collection? Or what other figures do you have in your collection? Or did you have him back in the day? Now, for me, having grown up during the period or played with the original G.I. Joes, and I grew up with Adventure Team G.I. Joe, by the time the Real American Hero line came out, the 3 3/4, I was already older and not interested in the line. So I didn't know much about him. I'm learning more and more every day about him. And to this day, I still do not own any 3 3/4 inch G.I. Joe action figures. So maybe at one of these shows that I attend, I may start trying to pick up a couple. Not a lot, but just a handful. Let me know in the comments down below, which figures do you think I should go after and maybe add to my collection in 3 3/4 form. Again, thanks for watching. So let's add to the action with Action Joe Figs.